to get this in real quick, explain to you how the rich get richer and the religions get richer. How do cult religions get richer? They do it the same way that the rich get richer. Now, Watchtower, we all know, they tell you not to go to school. And a lot of you say, well, when I leave the Watchtower, I'm going to go get an education. Well, see, this is where a lot of people don't understand that the education that you receive in school and in college and other places, it's education that they want you to know. They're educating you into their system of things. And in this, the new world, Watchtower put in their Bible the system of things. And they talk about the new system. You see, because right now, as all of you know, there's a thing called the Great Reset. And it's the abandoning of the old system in the one that we're living in, and they're going to have a new system. In the old system that we live in, we have things like money, which is 401ks, right? Social Security, cash, all kinds of financial instruments. Well, in the Great Reset, they're talking about CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, where everybody has a debit card and it has a social score on it. So now the government can give you money and also can take away money. And now you're seeing it in Canada, where they're taking away single mothers who are working minimum wage jobs that donated $50. They've completely frozen the young girl's account, because that's how the Great Reset and the new system works, where the government can now shut you down at a moment's notice if you do not agree or if you do not fit their social credit score. And you're seeing it already in China. So how do the rich get richer and how do religions get richer? Well, it's what they don't teach you. Because they don't teach you things, then you remain ignorant and they're able to take advantage of you. And what people don't understand, and when you leave the religion of the Jehovah's Witnesses you do, is that the Bible is filled with examples of monetary transactions and talks a lot about money. Everywhere you go in the Bible, you see wording of money in different forms. Even Jesus in his illustration talks about money. And it's that stuff that Watchtower doesn't teach you that keeps you perpetually poor and them rich. And I'm going to show you how you shouldn't laugh at the Bible or these teachings. Especially because there's a wise King Solomon who's a lot richer than all of us will ever be combined. And he had to explain to us how the rich get richer. And he had to do it in a way that it was going to last thousands and thousands of years, depending on the circumstances. So if you lived in the Roman times, in the Greek times, or you lived in the medieval times, or 1776, or World War I or II, or today, 2022, you could understand that the words of King Solomon have lasted the test of time, and he has explained to you how the rich and the religions get richer. So let's get into this. Now, guys, this is not trying to be like a religious thing. I'm not trying to convert you into anything. I'm just trying to tell you that there's wisdom everywhere. And Solomon wrote in Proverbs 1, right in the very beginning, he tells you, "My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, 'Come along with us, and let's lie in wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder.' And here's the point. 'Cast lots with us. We will all share the loot. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot in their paths, for their feet rush into evil. They are swift to shed blood. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves. Such are the path of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it." But the point, so the point I'm trying to get to is describing how evil these people are. But verse 14, if you notice, it says, "Cast lots with us. We will all share the loot." And that, my friends, is how rich people get rich. They tell you, hey, let's all put our money together in the same pot. Let's put all of our money into Social Security, into your 401k, into your pension. And Watchtower and the religions also do the same thing. They say, hey, let's all put our money together and let's build a house for Jehovah or for God. But, when I go to my dad's house and I say, "Dad, can I go to the backyard and get a couple lemons and oranges?" "Sure, son." But you go to any Kingdom Hall, there are no fruit trees. Nothing there produces any fruit. In the Kingdom Hall down in Yuma and Phoenix, they have date trees, palm trees. date trees, but none of them produced fruit. And so even if they did, you couldn't go in there and actually get some. And you couldn't go there and use the kingdom hall. But you say, well, this is my father's kingdom hall. I'm his son. I should have a right to use it. Good luck. You're a Mormon, the same thing. You go to the Mormon church and say, hey, can I have the keys to my father's house? I need to go in there and do something. You see, they want you, they sell you into the idea of putting all of your money into the basket. And then they go and they build a kingdom hall. And then what do? They take possession of it. They take possession of the pot. They go cast lots with us and we will share the loot. No, there is no sharing. They never intended to share anything with you. Now, it's interesting. Let's keep reading. Let's go into Proverbs 2. It says, wisdom will save you from the ways of the wicked, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in perversiveness of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. This is describing the leadership and the people who work in headquarters of all the religions, especially in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and we know it, because these people walk in dark ways. They delight in doing wrong. What wrong are they doing, Gilbert? Well, they're lending you money to buy land or to build a kingdom hall or church, a synagogue or whatever. They lend you the money, knowing full well that that property belongs to them, but giving you the idea that it belongs to you on the local level. See, all along, you thought the congregation belonged to the local brothers. But now you're finding out that when they're selling all of the properties, all of the money goes back to New York City or New York State, the headquarters. Now let's jump into Proverbs 4. And he's continually talking about these evil people. And he says, do not set foot on the path of the wicked or walk in the way of evildoers. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn away from it and go your own way. For they cannot rest until they do evil. They are robbed of sleep till they make somebody stumble. They eat the bread of wickedness and they drink the wine of violence. And here's a point. They cannot rest until they do evil. They can't even go to sleep until they think of ways to steal from you. So when you go to sleep, and I go to sleep, if you're a man, you probably dream about women. You dream about your job. You dream about your garden, your house, and things that you're doing, your children. Well, if you're a woman, you're probably dreaming about men, right? You're dreaming about the same things, your children and so forth. Not these people. These people can't go to sleep without thinking, how am I going to convince the people in this city that the best thing that we can do is to sell this kingdom hall, send the money to New York, and then tell these people you need to go to a different congregation, a different kingdom hall in a different area. You see, these are the things that they think about. They're evil. They don't think about letting you have what's rightfully yours. No. They think about, how can we get rid of this elder and this elder because he's getting too dangerous. He knows too much. And so you see what I'm saying about education? A lot of you think that you're educated, but you're not. Because you go to school and then you go to and you become a member of the Jehovah's Witness Church. And then some of you men grow and become elders. And you form a corporation, but you don't even know what you're doing. You have no knowledge of what it takes to build a church and on paper be a corporation and to make sure that that property is always going to stay in control of the local members. And this is how Watchtower does it. And this is so sad. This is how the lack of education of the Jehovah's Witnesses in this you're so stupid, and I include myself in it, that it's laughable. Watchtower will say, listen, in our case, Mark, let's just say Mark, the city overseer in Yuma, Mark. Let's just say Mark. We're going to give you the public talk at the circuit convention or the district convention, and we're going to give you these privileges. And listen, when the circuit overseer comes down, he's going to stay at your house, and you guys are even going to go on a vacation cruise when he takes his vacation. I'm really connected. Oh, by the way, Mark, we need you to sign these documents because we're filling out a corporation to make sure we're legal with the authorities. And will you please sign right here under the New World, where it says New World, and make sure that property always stays in our name in New York. Now, the reason that is so evil, first, you're stealing. You're stealing. You're not even letting the elders get a piece of the action. You're stealing. And what are you giving them as bribe money? You're giving them a public talk. It's so sad. But let's talk about some other things here. Let's go to Leviticus. Leviticus 25. It says, if any of your fellow Israelites become poor or unable to support themselves among you, help them as you would a foreigner and a stranger, so they can continue to live among you. Do not take interest or any profit from them, but fear God, so they may continue to live among you. Let's go to Exodus 22. Do not take advantage of the widow or fatherless. If they cry out to me, I will certainly hear their cry. My anger will be aroused, and I will kill you with a sword. Your wives will become widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to one of my people among you who is needy, do not treat it like a business deal. Charge no interest. Wow. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 32. Do not charge a fellow Israelite interest, whether on money or food or anything else that may earn interest. You may charge a foreigner interest, but not a fellow Israelite, so that the Lord your God may bless you in everything you put your hands in the land. You see, fellows, these are the things that you never, ever learned in the Kingdom Hall. Watchtower not only lent you money to build Kingdom Halls, they charged you interest. They charged their brothers interest to build houses of worship for God. Think about this. Watchtower lent you money in Yuma, Arizona, lent you money to build a house for Jehovah, and then they proceeded to charge you interest upon that house, and also in Hopeville, California. And what do? They sold the Kingdom Hall and kept the money. Not only did they charge you interest, they also stole it from you. That is, the Bible talks again about usury. This is a new level of lowliness of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Now, the reason why, and I'm going to put this clip right here so you can see it. It says, Hidden Secrets of Money, all episode, Mike Maloney. Look for it on YouTube. The reason Watchtower is able to do this is because you don't even know the history of money and how it works. The history of banking. How did the banks make money? And see, and when you watch the whole series and other series like it, guys, the other one you want to see is this one right here. It's The Secret of Oz by Mr. Bill Still. And he will give you education as far as the money, the monetary system in the United States. And he's going to explain to you how banks work and how they steal from the population. But this is how the rich get richer. They dumb you down and they educate you on things that you think are important. They go, oh, this is important, this is important. But they don't educate you on the things that are really important, on how to keep you a free individual. So it's a lot of times you think you're getting education, but you're really not. You really are educated into the system of things. And right now with all this disease that's going on, about past 2 years, look at the doctors and the nurses. The great majority of doctors and the nurses are clueless, and they're doing whatever the new system, the old system tells them. And it's only a small percentages of doctors and nurses who are saying, no, this is wrong. See, so can't you see how it works? They educate you, but really they're educating you into their new world, their old system. You say, what, Gilbert, what is education? I'll tell you, because King Solomon nails it again. This time in Ecclesiastes, he says in verse 4, anyone who is among the living has hope. Even a live dog is better than a dead lion. You see, you have to be careful to make sure, is the education that you're getting from Watchtower, it makes you dead, financially dead too. And that explains why a lot of you are poor, financially poor. Why? Because you were educated by these people. But when you get educated from people like King Solomon and others, and you look outside the system, well, it says you find out that education is staying alive, that even a living dog is better off than a dead lion. Education is the one who stays alive, both in flesh and in spirit. Now, I want to go back to Leviticus 25, and it says, if any of your fellow Jehovah's Witnesses become poor and are unable to support themselves among you, and you know that all throughout that map, there are a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, elderly ones especially, who gave their life to Watchtower and are poor and unable to support themselves. It says, do not take interest or any profit from them, but fear your God so that they may continue to live among you. This is so sad because, for example, and you see this in your city, in your hall, in Yuma, Arizona, Avenue D and 16th Street, there's a huge Kingdom Hall with a huge parcel of land and with a huge concrete parking lot. That property right there can, with a little bit of addition, you could go to the city and say, hey, you know what? We need to repurpose this land to make sure that we have about 25, say 30 residences here of elderly. And they're all going to be, say, 500 square foot apartments. And there's not going to be no parking, right? And you'll have maybe a shuttle service for a small group of those pioneers. And all of the regular pioneers and auxiliary pioneers of sisters say you don't need to go door to door. You just need to make sure that these elderly are taken care of. You see, that's what it's saying right there. They may continue to live among you. But here, this is what we have. If you look right there, Watchtower has properties all over. They have properties all over. They'll never see. They're just like Bill Gates. Bill Gates has a whole bunch of farms, but Bill Gates doesn't want a farm. So why does he buy all these farms? Why does Watchtower have all of these buildings that they're never going to use or see? And they won't even let the local elders use them and repurpose them in a way that it could benefit not only the city, right? And it could benefit the elderly. An Israelite taking care of a poor Israelite who cannot support themselves. Imagine that. Imagine you're in that Kingdom Hall in Avenue D and 16th Street. And we have, say, let's just pick a number. Let's just say 30 elderly men and women. And let's throw a number that we got $1,000 a month in Social Security. $1,000, add another zero, it's $10,000, 30. $30,000 a month. Do you think that $30,000 a month you can give them free room and board and food? Go back to Leviticus 25. If any of your fellow Jehovah's Witnesses become poor and unable to support themselves, it says, help them as you would a foreigner and a stranger so that they continue to live among you. This is why Watchtower doesn't want to teach you that what the Bible says about money. And this also goes to show the epitome of greed of the Jehovah's Witness religion and the Jehovah's Witness hierarchy. Now do you see why they have the book, what does the Bible really teach? Because they're talking to you about things that are not really important. Paradise, earth, no, that stuff is not important. They're not talking to you about things that are important today for the benefit of your life today in this life. So it's basically like them burning a house and they're saying, hey, everybody, look, this house is burning. While everybody's looking at the house that's burning, they're on the other side of the street stealing the money from the bank. So this book and all of the books from Watchtower and what all of these religions do is a diversion. They teach you things about the Bible that are really not important, or they take it out of context. It's a diversion. And the things that are really important, that should be taught, are not taught because then that would empower you. That is what the apostates really teach. The Jehovah's Witness hierarchy doesn't care about its poor Jehovah's Witness Israelites. They don't care about you. And they have all of the power. They have all of the power to be able to give it to the local elders, educate them correctly, and says, we're going to use the money. You're going to use the money to take care of these brothers and sisters. But instead, they charge you interest after they lent you money, and then they steal your property. And this is part of what you're learning of Menlo Park. Look up Menlo Park Jehovah's Witnesses. And it has to do with the lack of education of the elders. The elders think that they're educated. They're not. Menlo Park proves it because you had a small group of elders there that were educated. Say, hey, you can't make me be part of a corporation and then just get rid of me for the sake of stealing the property. You see, all of the Jehovah's Witness elders are uneducated as far as establishing a church legally and for the benefit of the local congregation. This is why a lot of churches do have schools, and they discuss this and they educate their leadership, how they can steal more money from the faithful. Some are not thieves, but some do, and that's why you see a lot of religions say, in our church we don't own property, we just rent. There's a big movement of churches that do that. It's because they caught on that these people learn the legal ways that the rich use to get richer. The religions use to get richer. How? Hey guys, let's all put our money in the same pot. When you can actually say that King Solomon was saying, be your own banker, be your own banker, be independent. And if you listen to a lot of people on YouTube that talk about financial education, they help you be independent. But a lot of religious people that are trying to give you financial education will say, no, you need to give 10% to the church. No, you don't. You don't need to give 10% to anybody. You need to give 100% to your family. And the church, let's go back, let's do the math, which you're not educated on. You have 100 publishers in the congregation. They're all working. And let's just say they make $2,000 a month on average. So 10% is $200. 200, right? $200. 100 publishers is $2,000, $20,000 a month. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So that's how the rich get richer. Put all of our money in the same pot. pot. Let's talk about again how the rich get richer by putting all of the money in the same pot. They tell you, let's put your money in a 401k, let's put your money in a pension. And they actually think they're doing a good thing. Many Christian preachers think you're doing a good thing. But what they don't tell you is that every time you buy stock, you have a voting share. Say, this is my right to vote. I own stock. But Jehovah's Witness says you don't know anything about voting, lack of education. So they educate you into the system. They educate you into the system of putting your money in 401k pensions and so forth. Well, then what the rich do is they get all of this money and they buy all of these stocks. And who's going to do the voting? Well, the CEO of Wells Fargo, the CEO of Disney, the CEO of Chase Bank. So then you wonder, like, how in the hell do these companies get so damn powerful? See, they all vote. They have all the voting rights because you surrendered all of your power when you put your work and your money and your sweat, when you put it in the same pot. Now, do you understand how the rich get richer? Because you are investing in their system. And now they're trying to bring a great reset, which is we're going to have even more control over you because we're going to give you a debit card. And if we don't like you, we're going to shut you off like we did in Canada. They're closing people's accounts down. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're a young single mother earning minimum wage and who donated $50. You have a bad social credit score and you're out. That's the Great Reset. That's the new system that these people are part of. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you learned something new today. How evil and disgusting these religious leaders really are.